Hello, and welcome back to Random Vids. So just recently on my other channel, my second channel, I've been putting out a bunch of different community posts based off of the TV show Super Kitties. I've allowed you to um, kind of select what episodes of Super Kitties was everyone's favorite. So basically, I let you guys rank the Super Kitties Season 1 episodes to determine which one is your favorite, your least favorite, who knows? So obviously with that series kind of finished, I thought it would be a good idea to kind of recap on um the episodes. What episodes did you guys pick as the worst, and which ones did you pick as the best? What's the winner? I don't know. So let's find out. So let's start obviously with the episodes that got eliminated in round one. So starting with round one. Round one had a total of 4 episodes in each post. And the first ones I'll talk about are the ones that performed the worst out of the 4. Because 2 got eliminated and 2 moved on. So the first one that got eliminated is Get the Boot, which only had a total of 3% of votes, which is funny. This one, basically, all that happens is that Labrat and Otto have a flower that they really like. It gets stepped on, so they end up stepping on all the flowers. The Super Kitties then stop them, and that's basically the episode. It's not that bad. It's not my favorite either, but I guess for a good introduction to a Labrat, who's one of my favorite villains, I think they did a pretty good job with it. I could see why it got eliminated though in round one. Next episode eliminated is Fufu Snafu, which got only 11% votes in the second, I guess. I don't even know what you want to call it. Basically, this one, honestly, here's the thing. I don't remember too much about some of these episodes. Some of the ones that are a little more just okay. I know Bitsy ends up in a museum and, what's her name? Magda ends up fighting her, calls the Super Kitties on her. But of course they're like, oh no, it's just Bitsy, no need to worry. I'm pretty sure it's Cat Burglar in this one. I don't remember this one. I'm sorry. I just remember certain parts. But yeah, unfortunately there's just some better episodes. Next up is Bubble Bother, which also had 11%. Now this one was actually tied with Fufu Snafu as of currently. Obviously, at one point, one was lower than the other, but I don't remember which one was lower, so I figured, you know what, I'll just put them both on here and not worry about talking about the one that did a little better later, because they're both a tie. So Fufu Snafu and Bubble Bother both had 11% of votes, which that's kind of low. But a lot of these episodes usually had one specific episode that did really well, which that's really funny. Yeah, this one was one of the lowest, and it got eliminated. And I don't really remember much of this episode at all. It's one of those Jaja episodes, and I feel like a lot of the Jaja episodes got eliminated really early, so we'll definitely see that as the episodes go on. Next episode eliminated is Go Birdie, which had another 11%. This one wasn't a tie, though. This one was just the lowest in its 4. I don't remember what episodes it was up against, obviously, but it happened to do the worst. Probably because it's another Jaja episode. Okay, the Jaja episodes do feel kind of similar in a way. They are just kind of episodes focused on her trying to be better than everyone else, which can act annoying, but honestly, I think they did a great job with Jaja's character that it doesn't bother me, and because she learns her lesson at the end of the episodes. But this is another one of those episodes I don't remember at all. There's so many same Jaja episodes, so I'm sorry. I've only seen season 1 throughout one time, so I don't really remember this episode, but I guess apparently no one else really remembered it much either, so it was one of the first ones eliminated. So let's move on. Next episode is Jaja Zoom, which got 7%. That's pretty low. But like I said, a lot of the community posts, I feel like there was one episode that did really well, and then the rest were just tied. Jaja Zoom ended up being the lowest out of, I guess, this category. Once again, it's an episode I don't really remember. I just remember Jaja steals a car, and the Super Kitty stop her. That's all I really remember about the episode. It's just fine. Nothing too amazing. It's just fine. I don't remember it much, but once again, I feel like the Jaja episodes do get a little samey at times. Like even the other villains I feel like have more oomph into them. Whereas Zsa Zsa, she's just kind of more of a one-dimensional character in a way. But I feel like that was just mainly the. I feel like that was more of a problem for season one. I think season two they did a much better job with Zsa Zsa, but I feel like for season one there was a lot of the same type of episodes. But okay, Zsa Zsa Zoom got eliminated in round one. Next episode is Toy-tastrophe, which had only 6%. Oof, that's pretty low. I feel like this is the, if I remember correctly, I think this is one where Mr. Puppy Paws takes everyone's toys. I'm pretty sure that's how it went. I don't necessarily remember that. Like I said, there's a lot of episodes that feel kind of samey for season one, but I feel like I guess I can understand why I got eliminated right away. It's just kind of samey. I don't know. This wasn't one of your favorites, so here it is. We're eliminated in round one. Next is Sticky Situation, which only had 5% votes as of currently. Oof, it's pretty rough. It may not just be the fact that this episode is bad, it's just the fact that I think there was better episodes in this selection, that this one just happened to get the short end of the stick. Ha, see what I did there? This one I do kind of remember. Mr. Puppy Paws, I think, wants to give Miss Poochie Tail a stick, and she gets a stick from someone else, and that gets him jealous or something like that. Something like that. I don't remember too much of the story. It's another one of those samey type of stories. Not samey, but just maybe a little more dry compared to some of the others. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of hard to summarize some of the episodes in a way. But yeah, this was the worst performed in this round, I guess, and it got eliminated in round one. Next is Whole Lotta Trouble, which had only 7% votes. There's another one of those samey type of episodes. I feel like next to Zsa Zsa, Mr. Puppy Paws probably has the next most generic episodes for season one at least, which I can totally see because a lot of them have to do with him getting either jealous of Miss Poochie Tail or him wanting something, I guess. Well, no, that's kind of Cat Burglar. But I feel like Cat Burglar has more oomph into his character. And Mr. Puppy Paws is a great character, too, don't get me wrong. I just feel like for season one, there's a lot of episodes that are kind of samey in a way. I don't really remember this episode much. I think it's... what is it called? Whole Lot of Trouble? Yeah. It's probably the one... I guess it's the one where he digs a lot of holes. Like, I can remember parts of the episode. I just got to remember the episode title. Because a lot of them are a little samey, especially a lot of the ones that got voted out here in round one. So I can see why this one got voted out. Next up is Bird Bop, which also got 7%. I think this one and Whole Lot of Trouble both were together in the same poll, and they both tied at 7% as of currently. And they both, of course, were the episodes eliminated in that round. Okay, honestly though, I do remember Bird Bop more than some of the other Zsa Zsa episodes. I think this is the one that she takes over the internet or something like that, and like everywhere you look, there's this music video of Zsa Zsa playing, and Buddy loves the music, something like that. I believe. I don't really remember. I think that's what this one was. Honestly, I think it's a much better Zsa Zsa episode, but I don't really remember much of it. That's the main problem. I haven't seen this series in a minute, so yeah. This one, it got eliminated in round one. Nothing else I have to say. Next one eliminated is Showstopper. So I guess everyone agreed with me. The first one with the squirrels in it were better, aka Silent Surprise. This one's not bad. I believe the singing. Okay, so the singing squirrels, I guess, are gonna sing again, and Mr. Puppy Paws takes them so he can hear them all for himself. But of course, that doesn't work, and the super kitties come and stop him. But then at the end of the episode, they all go enjoy the squirrels together. The singing squirrels, whatever. It's a fine episode. It just feels like ones that, we've kind of seen before. But I think it's a pretty decent episode overall. But like, it's just not as good as the original, I don't think. And unfortunately, because of that, it got eliminated in round one, according to you guys, of course. Next episode eliminated is Lost Spark. This one got 14%, which that's actually fairly good. That must mean, I guess, the episodes in that selection were just really good. But no, this one's a pretty good one. This one's actually my favorite so far that's gotten eliminated in round one. So Sparks has this little super kitty flyer thing, whatever you want to call it. He rides on it, whatever. He ends up falling off while chasing Cat Burglar, and now he's a little too afraid to get back on. So as the episode goes on, he starts to overcome his fear and get back on the his little, I don't even know what you want to call it, his little transportation thing, his flyer, whatever. Um, I think this one's a really good episode. I love Sparks, obviously. He's my absolute favorite character of the show, so episodes with him in it are usually really, really good, and this one is no exception. I'm surprised I got eliminated in round one, but I guess there was just other episodes that were better. Next up, we have Amara's Tiara. Yeah, I can understand why this one got eliminated in round one. There isn't really anything too special about this one. Buddy likes a tiara that Amara has. He sings a song about it, and one of the villains also likes shiny things. I don't remember who. It's probably Cat Burglar. I don't remember this episode at all. I believe it's Cat Burglar, but it's another just. It's kind of a weak episode in my opinion. I can understand why it got eliminated in round one. Next episode we have Frantic Flyer. And would you look at that? It's another episode I don't remember at all. Well, this got 7% votes, so I guess everyone else agreed. Although, or maybe it's just not the fact that it's a bad or boring episode. It's just another one of those cases where there's just better episodes in that pool that this one just happened to have the short stick and got eliminated. I'm not really missing much. I don't really remember much of the episode. It's another Jaja one. Next up, we have Talented Troublemaker, which also had 7%. And here's another episode I don't remember at all. And I mean at all. I don't remember this one at all. All I remember is that it got 7%, and it got eliminated in round one. Next episode eliminated in round one is Vanishing Valentines. This one got 14%, which might seem like much, but that's just because it was in a poll against only one other episode. So, yeah, it's going to seem like it's a lot more, although 14%, yeah. But I can see why. This one isn't anything too special. This one I do remember more. So, it's Valentine's Day, they're making Valentines. I believe Bitsy makes some sort of Valentine, but then Mr. Puppy Paws wants to steal all the Valentines. Honestly, this is probably one of my least favorite episodes of season one, just because it's very boring, especially for a final episode of. Well, I guess it ain't the final, but one of the last episodes of Super Kitties season one, and the fact that it just feels kind of samey. It feels like I've seen this episode before, and also the fact that the battle between them and Mr. Polypaws goes on way too long. It's a lot of sandbagging, and yeah, I can understand why this one lost to whatever the other one was called. What is the other? Golden Gift. That's what the other one is. Yeah, Golden Gift is definitely better. So these were all the episodes that did the absolute worst in the polls. So we're still in round one, but let's talk about the other episode that got eliminated in round one. These ones did a little better than the other episodes that we talked about, but they still couldn't make it to round two. So here's the other episodes that were eliminated. First off, we have Cheese Trees, which only got a total of 10%. Another episode that I feel like just episodes that don't usually work too well, especially in season one, is the Ginny centered episodes. And I'm not saying she's a bad character. I do like Ginny. She's a great character. But because she is that main character, and that's usually what her personality is, she's the one who gets the group together. She's the one that, organizes everything and stuff. So, whenever she usually has a centered episode, in season one at least, I feel like they're just okay. Because they don't really know because Ginny has such an interesting personality that she just kind of feels very wishy-washy in those episodes, if you know what I mean. Very different, I guess. So Cheese Trees has proven that she has a fear of sticky stuff. Okay, but once again, it just feels very odd to see Ginny have just a centered episode. Not a bad thing, but just not one of the greatest, I don't think. It's not a bad episode, but it got eliminated in round one with only 10% of votes. Next episode eliminated is Blueberry Bonanza. For some reason, I didn't write down what percentage this one had. I think it was close. I think it was another 10% one. So this one's another one of those Jaja episodes. One of those ones I also don't remember. And it got eliminated in round one. That's all I do remember. Next episode on the list is called Have a Ball, which only got 15%, which I guess ain't too bad. But it wasn't enough to move it on to the next round. Once again, speaking of the Ginny episodes just not really working out the best. For this one, what happens? Ginny gets some sort of concussion, so she has a cone on. And now all the super kitties have to do their normal missions without Ginny. And obviously it works as well as you expect. It doesn't work at all. They end up not knowing what to do because of that main leader not being there. So now they're all over the place. So yeah, unfortunately, I feel like this type of episode just doesn't really work that well. And maybe not just this type of episode, but I just feel like this episode in general just doesn't really work. I don't really think it's one of my favorites. And it didn't quite get enough to get into round two. It was close, but this one just barely didn't make the cut. Good. This one's one of my least favorite episodes of season one for sure. Next episode eliminated, Leapin' Laser. Only got 10%. Fortunately, this one ended up getting eliminated in round one, which it's overall, I don't really know. I think this episode overall is very average. It's not bad. It actually isn't too boring either, but at the same time, there's just episodes that are better, especially Lab Rat episodes too. Like this one is just overall just fine. And it ended up getting eliminated in round one. Next episode eliminated is Rockin' Rockhound, which only got 13% votes. It did better than the other episode that was up against, or the other one I guess did worse than this one. But that's about it. I don't remember much about Rockin' Rockhound. It does star Rocklin, I believe his name is, who is Magda's nephew, I believe it is. So he's pretty cute and all, although bloodhounds aren't personally one of my favorite dog breeds ever, but, it works. Now, story-wise, I don't really remember it too much. All I know is that there's an episode with Rocklin in it. He's pretty cute. But he's not cute enough to get this episode into the next round, and I don't really remember this one much, so I just think it's okay overall. Next episode eliminated is Cat Tree Caper. This one only got 11% votes. And personally, it's another one of my absolute least favorite episodes of season one, honestly. So, a bunch of different cat towers get stolen by none other than Cat Burglar. He uses it to help his grandma steal stuff. Speaking of which, this is the first time we see Granny Katrina in it. She's definitely a very interesting character, along with her grandson, who is definitely sparking into a more interesting character as the series goes on already. So, I mean that's really cool. But that's really the only highlight this episode has, in my opinion. The rest of it is just pretty annoying, honestly. Spark seems extremely out of character in this episode. All he seems like he wants to do is just sleep, and he doesn't want the cameras on him at all, it feels like. So it's definitely a very out of character episode for Sparks. And thank goodness this one didn't move on to round two. I don't like this one. Next episode eliminated is Brother Battle. Oh man, this is another one that I really like. So this one, Sparks and Buddy are fighting because, they're brothers. And as the episode goes on, obviously, then they both start to, I guess they're both more sorry then. And then eventually Sparks is like, wait, you really don't want to be my brother? Because he's a little sensitive. But he's like, no, I was just saying that because I was mad. And they make up, and that's basically the episode. Lab Rat has the little robot thingies, I guess. And they're trapping everyone in bubbles, including Sparks and Buddy. This is a very sweet episode overall. I can't believe they got eliminated in round one. Holy cow. This is one of my absolute favorite episodes of the show, but I guess, unfortunately, it was just paired up against some of the best episodes. And I already knew that it was going to have a hard time because there was three really good episodes, in my opinion, and one that was just kind of iffy. But the iffy one is the one that ended up moving on. The two ones that I probably hated not hated, but the ones I I don't know, actually. I would have to look back and see what that other episode was. But the one that was kind of mid tier that I thought was, oh, that's never going to move on. That's the one that ended up moving on. I'm like, wow, it beated Lost Spark and Brother Battle. Two really good episodes. But hey, this one did get, what, 16% votes? That's not too bad. Next episode eliminated in round one is Fruit Loot. Only got 11%. Oh man, this is one of my absolute favorite episodes of not just um, Super Kitties Season 1, but one of my absolute favorite Super Kitties episodes of all time. So this one's the episode that Sparks makes that goldfish glider, which everyone just kind of ignores him about. I forget how it worked. They all wanted to change it. That's what it was, and Sparks didn't want that because it took him a long time to, I guess, make it. Um, and this is another one of those Jaja episodes where she tries to take all these oranges and ends up leading to a bunch of chaos. This episode is really, really good, mainly just because it stars my favorite Super Kitty, Sparks. And it's just a very cute episode overall. I'm surprised this one got eliminated in round one as well, but hey, I guess it was against some really good episodes. I don't remember which ones they were, but okay. Next episode eliminated in round one is Cheese NATO, which only got 11% votes. This is another really, really good episode of season one. I've grown to like this one. I feel like a lot more than originally. And hey, it's a really, really good episode. I'm surprised it got eliminated in round one. This is the one where Renta the Robin or something like that ends up flying off south, I believe it is, for the winter and takes all of her little birdies with her. And of course, Bitsy is very upset because she's having fun, or she loves the birdies, but and so we have a few minutes in the first little bit of the episode where they're having kind of a sentimental moment, which is adorable as heck. Then of course Labrat comes with her cheese NATO thing. I don't really remember too much about the episode, but it's another one of those really sweet episodes. I can't believe it got eliminated in round one. It's one of my favorites. But once again, I think it was up against some really good episodes. Maybe. I don't remember. But man, this one's a really, really good episode. I love it a lot. Bitsy is adorable in this one. Alrighty, last episode eliminated in round one, Mary Mousemas, which only got 7% votes, I believe, at the time. Now, actually, if you do look, this one is high enough to make it into round two. But at the time, it was not high enough. It wasn't higher than, I guess, one of the other episodes, which is unfortunate, because this episode was way better than the other episode that managed to make it on. But that's okay. That's just how it works. You guys like that episode better, then cool. Anywho, for this episode, it's Christmas time. And Bitsy wants a new tower, I guess, for Christmas. And almost kind of like Cat Tree Caper in a way. This time, Cat Burglar is taking everyone's cat towers, I guess more for a better way, though, opposed to in that episode. This time around, he was taking a bunch to help his, I guess, what he wants to call nephew out, because his I guess in quotes, nephew, Marcel, I believe his name is, he's a little mouse kid with, of course, his family. They don't have a home, so Cat Burglar was trying to be nice and give them a home, which was just super sweet of Cat Burglar. It's crazy how this show does such a great job with its villains, but the Super Kitties take notice, and Bitsy allows Marcel and his family to have her cat tower instead. And of course, Cat Burglar has to give all the others. But I think I don't remember this episode too much. Like I said, only seen most of these episodes one time, but I do remember parts of this episode. It's a very sweet episode overall, and I can't believe it got eliminated in round one, just barely. Like I said, if it was now, this one would have been making it to round two, but unfortunately, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. So let's get to the episodes that made it to round two but got eliminated in round two. First episode eliminated is Silent Surprise with only 10% votes. Such a shame. This is another one of my absolute favorite episodes of the actual of season one. So Sparks loves the singing squirrels, and I believe it's Jaja ends up silencing everyone so she can be the only one singing, and of course they all have to go and save the day. It's a very sweet episode. Of course, that Sparks is my favorite character, and heck, it made it to round two, but that's unfortunately all it really ended up making. Next episode is Groggy Groundhog, which got, I believe it says 9%. I have bad handwriting. I'm looking off of a different sheet because it's just easier that way. So I can write down, what percentage each got a vote for. This was the episode that got the most votes in round one, which automatically made it go into round two, but I guess it was just up against better episodes, and it probably was. I don't remember. But yeah, Groggy Groundhog's not really one I remember too much, but here it is. Next episode is Snow Day, which only had 9% as well. I think this one was tied with Groggy Groundhogs. I don't remember, though. It might have been, but who knows. Um, this one was a pretty decent episode overall. I believe everything is. I think how it is. Everything is melting, so Lab Rat tries to bring the snow back for Otto. It's a good episode overall. I don't remember it too terribly much, but it's fine. And it ended up making it to round two at least. But yeah, the next episode eliminated in round two is Treat Truck Trouble with only 6%. I don't remember this episode too much, and personally, I think it's one of the weaker episodes of season one. But hey, you guys really liked it. You brought it into round two, and I think it was mainly because of the song that Mr. Puppy Paws sings. I feel like there's at least one episode in season one where each villain gets their chance to sing a song, almost kind of like Robo Gobo in a way. So that's cool and all, but personally, this is an episode I don't really remember too much, and it's one of the weaker ones in my opinion. But hey, you guys really like this one, and you're bringing it into round two, so nice. Next episode eliminated is Pickle Problem, who had only got 6% votes. Oof, that's pretty small. But honestly, I can see why this episode got eliminated. It's honestly not one of my favorites at all. One of the weaker ones of season one as well, in my opinion. So, I hate this storyline so much. Pickles, obviously, a very great character, one of my favorites of the show. He's a very big fan of the Super Kitties, so he keeps trying to make accidental problems so the Super Kitties can come and, I guess, save him. But of course, they're not really for real. They're just him making up little things just so he can spend time with the Super Kitties. And obviously, the Super Kitties get more annoyed as the episode goes on, and then eventually at the end, there's a real problem that happens that he ends up. It's basically the Boy Who Cried Wolf storyline, and personally, it's one of the most boring storylines in the show. And unfortunately, they have one of these type of episodes in RoboGobo too. Oh, why? Why? I'm like, man, this is just Pickle Problem all over again. It's the same problem. I don't like this episode. I think the story is very weak, and I don't like it. But I mean, it does star Pickles. Maybe that's the reason why it went into round two. I don't know. But hey, who knows? Next episode is Furball Blooper. I don't really remember this one too much either. I think this might be the one where Buddy stretches his suit out too much or something, and then he ends up getting one that's too tight. I know that's one of the episodes. I just forget which one. Is it this one? I don't remember, but he ends up learning a new move where he has to do this Furball Blooper, which is basically just a bounce in a way. This is another episode I don't really remember, but hey, you guys liked it. You're bringing it into round two, so nice job. It got only 7% votes, though, so unfortunately, it can't make it any further. Next episode eliminated is Missing Hot Dog. So, I completely forgot about this episode entirely. This one only got 15%. This one was the highest voted one for round one, which of course automatically put it into round two, which I was surprised. I was like, wow. I can't believe I think this was up against Mary Mousemas and possibly Cheese NATO. I don't remember. It was up against Mary Mousemas, and I think it was up against one of the other really good episodes. I don't remember which one though. But it ended up blowing away all the other episodes, making it into round two immediately. But it ended up being the first one eliminated, and then it ended up doing the worst in this category of episodes. But I think it was up against two other really good episodes that I didn't think were getting eliminated anytime soon. This one I completely forgot this episode even exists. I believe they find a dog, and I forget, is it a boy or a girl? the dog ends up, I guess, replacing Bitsy in a way, or that's what she feels like. There's always these type of episodes in TV shows too. I think these are done better though, but I don't know. I don't really remember the episode much, but I remember liking it now that I can think about it. But you guys liked it too to bring it into round two, so nice. Next episode that got eliminated in round two is Golden Gift, which got 42%. That's a lot, I know, but that's only because it was this one and the Magic episode, I believe it is. And this one, unfortunately, was the one that ended up getting eliminated. Um, I have a lot of mixed thoughts about this episode. I think it's good, but once again, it does star Ginny, which that's not a bad thing. But I feel like if Bitsy was the main character and if she was the one who broke the bell, I feel like this episode would have been way better. Bitsy is basically the main character of Super Kitties. Everyone loves her. She's a great character. I agree. She's very cute. Ginny's a great character too. Don't get me wrong, but once again, it just feels a little out of character for Ginny to be the one to not tell anyone about the broken bell until later on. It just seems very out of character for her in a way when normally she's the one who's coaching the people to, like, hey, express your feelings, let them know right away instead of waiting. But now she's the one doing it, so it's a little odd, but it's not bad. It's definitely the better out of the two Valentine's Day ones, and this one won over Vanishing Valentines in round one, and good for that. So yeah, let's move on to the next episode that got eliminated. The Great Yarn Caper, the very first episode of Super Kitties. And I think it's a pretty good one overall. So, Bitsy finds a blanket, I think it is. Or a blanket gets found, and Bitsy likes it. But this blanket belongs to none other than Cat Burglar. So, now all of a sudden, Cat Burglar's taking all the yarn, I think, or something like that. And until they end up returning the blanket at the end. This is a really great episode to start off the series, and I believe this is the one that blew all the episodes away from round one. This is the one that everyone's like, this is the best from from these three other episodes. And hey, it's a good one. It's not my absolute favorite, but it's good. It got 13% in round two. Next up is Burble Bungle. This one only got 8% votes, but it did beat the 6%, I forget which one. I think it was Treat Truck Trouble that it did a little better than. I forget. This one, Lab Rat is making these burbles or whatever. Buddy really loves them, but he ends up following them and realizes who is in control of them. And that's basically the episode. It's fine overall. It's not as good as Brother Battle in my opinion, but hey, you guys really liked it. You bring it into round two, so yeah, here it is. Next episode eliminated in round two is Poochie Playdate. I really love the dynamics between Mr. Puppy Paws and Miss Poochie Tail. It only gets better as the show goes on. I believe this is another one of those episodes where Mr. Puppy Paws gets jealous. So it is kind of having the same storyline in a way, but honestly, these episodes are pretty great. I don't know. I don't really remember this one too much, but hey, you guys liked it. You brought it into round two. Unfortunately, it didn't end up going any further, but here it is. Next episode is Buddy Wannabe, which got 11% votes. This one is kind of cute. Bitsy wants to follow Buddy around. She looks up to Buddy because obviously she's the youngest out of all the Super Kitties, so she more is a follower opposed to being the main leader. Kind of like the opposite of Ginny in a way, where she isn't really more of a main character-esque, but she definitely more follows the older Super Kitties around. Now, of course, because it's a Bitsy episode, it made it further, which that's fine and all. This one's a pretty good one. So yeah, let's move on. Last episode eliminated in round two is Bundle of Bitsies. This one's a pretty good one. Bitsy ends up touching something that she's not supposed to, and ends up creating triple or even double of certain things, and she ends up creating triple of herself. So, hey, it's another Bitsy episode. Of course, it's gonna move on further. Which that's fine. The Bitsy episodes are usually really good. I also love how Lab Rat and Otter are just kind of in this episode as well. They just kind of exist. It's a good episode. It's just not one that I remember too fondly as time goes on, but it's a good episode. You guys bring it into round two. Unfortunately, I didn't end up going anywhere else, but it did get 18% votes. It was this one and Missing Hot Dog, which were both in the same um, poll together for round two. And unfortunately, both of them ended up being the ones getting eliminated against, I think it was Halloween Cat. So yeah, that's it for round two. Let's move on to round three. So the first episode eliminated in round three is Firework Fright, which only ended up getting 10%. Not bad, and I can't be mad. It made it into round three. That's pretty good. So this is the one that we end up learning about Spark's biggest fear, loud noises. Um, so he doesn't want the fireworks to go off, and neither does Mr. Puppy Paws, which is kind of funny. Um, I think this is one of the first times we get to see Mr. Puppy Paws, and a great introduction to him for sure. This is easily one of my favorite, probably is my favorite episode of season one. I don't know. There's a lot of great episodes of season one. This one's definitely one of my favorites. And hey, round three, I can't be mad. It did a good job. Next episode is Super Fan, which ended up getting 10% votes. Two of my favorite episodes getting eliminated back to back. That's a shame, but you know what? These are your favorite episodes, not mine. Um, Superfan stars one of the easily the best side character of the show, being of course Pickles, the calico kitten. He is adorable and a great sidekick. Some could argue that he's annoying, so I personally don't agree at all. I don't find him annoying. And if there's any chance of him being annoying, it's just because he's young yet. Very young. I love how he bonds with Bitsy. Bitsy being the youngest super kitty, so I guess it's the one closest to his age in a way. It's a very cute episode overall, and it's way, 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 way better than Pickle Problem. Next episode eliminated in round three is Piano Problem. This one also got 10%, which is funny. A lot of these are just getting 10%, but it's getting harder and harder with all these really, really good episodes. This one's another really good one. I can see why this one made it really far. It's a cat burglar episode. The music in this episode is really well. It's funny seeing Cat Burglar want to play the piano. It is a lot of chasing Cat Burglar down, but it's a great episode. It made it into round three, and yeah. Next episode eliminated in round three is Voice with No Choice, which ended up getting 7%. This is the most shocking one yet. I can't believe this one managed to make it all the way into round three. This one, I mean, it's not a bad episode by any means. It's just not quite as fun as maybe some of the other ones. So I was surprised this one actually made it this far, especially since this one was against, I think this one was against Lost Spark, Brother Battle, and Bitsy Bellyache. I think that's the three that it was against in round one, and this one blew past all of the other ones, which I was surprised this one was the one that made it furthest. But hey, you guys really seem to like this one, and it ended up making it to round three. Props to it. Next episode eliminated in round three is Halloween Cat, which only got 10%. Once again, I can't be mad. This episode made it really far, and I'm really glad. This one is such a great episode where there's this I guess Halloween Cat. Bitsy's a little afraid, of course, because she's the youngest. But it's kind of interesting how the episode goes on. She manages to get Buddy and Sparks scared too, and of course Ginny being the oldest and I guess the one that's maybe not the smart. I don't know what the word is. Oldest, the most bravest, I guess, is the one who's of course not scared at all. It's a very great episode, and I love how the burglar cat isn't even cat burglar. It's actually lab rat. Okay. It's a really great episode, and of course has a good song in the beginning of the episode. It's a great episode, and once again, it made it to round three. That's great. Almost semifinals, not quite. Next episode eliminated, we have Mysterious Magician, which had, of course, 10%. If this was now and I was doing all of these, Mysterious Magician would have been eliminated in round one, because as of now, Mary Mousemas is now beating. I think this one has 7% in round one, and Mysterious Magician has 11%. Mary Mousemas has 11% now. So technically, Mary Mousemas would be making it further. But back then, this one was doing better. So this was the one that ended up making it further. Honestly, this one's a little bit of a weaker episode in my opinion. I feel like at this point I'm just kind of tired of some of the samey type of episodes, and this one is kind of like that. There isn't really anything too fun or interesting in this one. It's just Cat Burglar and Granny Katrina acting like fake magicians. I've seen episodes like this in the past, and it's not one of my favorites, but you guys really liked it. You brought it into round three, so the episode must be really good then. Nice job. Next episode eliminated is Lab Rat Liftoff. This one has a total of 12%. So I feel like out of all the Ginny episodes, this one is probably one of the best ones, just because I feel like it feels more in character for her opposed to some of the other ones. I feel like every show has to have some sort of astronaut type of episode, and this is the one for Super Kitties. And it made it to round three. I can't believe it. It's pretty close. It was close to the semifinals. Um, and you guys really seemed to really like it too. You brought it into round three, so hey, it must be a really good episode. It's not one of my personal favorites, but I'm glad you all could enjoy this one. And now the last episode eliminated in round three is Sparks versus Sparks. That got 18% of votes, and I believe this one was really close to making it to semifinals, but just not close enough. I don't remember how it worked, but man, Sparks versus Sparks. This one is a really, really, really good episode. Another one of my absolute favorite episodes of, season one. Where a cat burglar dresses up as Sparks and pretends to make it look like he's the one who's doing all these crimes, and it's really just cat burglar. They of course stop him, save the day, etc., etc. It's a very sweet episode. I like it a lot. And hey, once again, can't be mad. It made it to round three. That's really good. So with that, let's move on to the semifinals with only 4 episodes left, and 2 of them ended up getting eliminated in the semifinals. So let's check those ones out. The first episode eliminated in the semifinals is Bitsy Bellyache, which ended up getting 9%. This one's another really, really good episode. Starring Bitsy, of course, who ends up eating too much and ends up getting a bellyache. This one has, in my opinion, probably the best song from season one, Yummy Tummy Good Stuff, just because I love the tune to it. I don't know how you describe it, but it's really interesting. And of course, it's a great episode overall. You have Lab Rat and Otto. It's a great episode. And of course, Bitsy, she's really sweet. What's funny is that all 4 of the episodes that made it into the semifinals plus finale are all Bitsy center of attention episodes, which is really funny. So here's the first one. So congrats to this one to making 4th place. 3rd place would go to Roboctopus, which got 14%. So it did better than Bitsy Bellyache, but that's about it. This one really ended up making it through the list each time. I think it was one of those ones that just barely made it through each time. This one's another really sweet episode. It's not quite as good as Bitsy Bellyache in my opinion, but hey, it's a really great episode. I feel like a lot of it has to do with the Bitsy and Otto part where they're both singing. The only time that Otto has a voice, which is kind of funny. It's a sweet episode overall, and I can see why it made it to the semifinals. It's another Bitsy episode, so of course. With that, let's move to the finale and the episode that didn't quite get first. Number 2, Missing Mr. Greenie. This one ended up getting 10%. So it wasn't really that close, but you know what? This one managed to do really well each time. It was the one that got the highest in each of the polls, and it made it to the next round immediately because, it was the highest. And the only time it wasn't the highest was when it was in the finale against the winner. This one I can't believe made it all the way to the finale, just because the fact that, it's a great episode and all, but all it really is them just chasing around Mr. Puppy Paws. But you know what? I guess it is kind of a sweet episode overall, where Mr. Puppy Paws just doesn't have any friends, so he wants the Super Kitties to come over for his birthday. It's a great episode, and of course it stars Bitsy, so it's going to be in the finale. But it isn't quite number 1, and the number 1 Super Kitties episode, in your opinion, is Night Light. So this is another episode I feel like that's in other shows, but it's just done so well that, they bring it back. Why not? It's a great episode. So this is, in all y'all's opinion, the best episode of Super Kitties. It made it through all the different polls, and of course it won by a landslide against Missing Mr. Greenie. This one ended up getting 84%. So, yeah. So this one, even though it just barely managed to make it through the semifinals, it blew past Missing Mr. Greeny in the finale, as, in your opinion, the best episode of Super Kitties Season 1. I can see why. It's a very sweet episode. I love the song in this episode. It's a great one. Lab Rat, of course, is in it, and Otto. Um, and Bitsy being afraid of the dark is super in character for her. And the fact that she overcomes it at the end for her friends, it's so sweet. And it's just like, man, they're trying to do a lot better with these musical type of episodes. And not musical, but the music in the episodes, they're not too annoying, like, and they're done really well, I think. And the same can be said for Robo Gobo. Pupstruction, I don't really remember, but anyway, this was the winner in of the Super Kitties polls. So honestly, it was really fun doing the polls. And I do have some other ideas for different shows, like maybe Pupstruction in the future. Um, so yeah, this was a fun, obviously, series to make, and it was fun talking. It was fun seeing what you guys think is the best and worst episodes of Super Kitties. And with that, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. So have a good day.